All right, so we're going to be talking about meter in poetry. And not all poems need to rhyme, but some people do choose to use rhyming in their poems. And you'll notice that those rhyming poems have a rhythm. They have certain beats that are accented, and that rhythm is called meter. Reading that meter and trying to figure out the pattern is called scansion. So the first thing that we have to figure out when we're trying to figure out the meter and the scansion is to figure out the syllables. So first we have to be able to count the syllables. So let's practice a little bit with names. So if we have Ty, Luke, and James, that's pretty easy. There's just one syllable. But then we have Keegan, Ava, and Corbin, and their names all have two syllables. So which one is stressed? Keegan, Ava, Corbin. In each of those, is it the first syllable that's stressed or the second one? Do we say Keegan or Keegan? Do we say Ava or Ava? Which one is accented? Do we say Corbin, first syllable? Corbin, second syllable. So if you're saying the first syllable is accented, you're right. You say Keegan, Ava, Corbin, and thanks for letting me borrow your names. And then we have Shamara. Shamara has three syllables in it, but the second one in this case is accented. Shamara. Or with Madison, there are three syllables there, but we say Madison, and we emphasize that first one. Juliana has four. Do we say, which one do we accent? Would we say Juliana, 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 Juliana? Which one is accented? If we say it correctly, it's Juliana. So it's that third syllable that's accented. So that's the first thing that we have to figure out. So let's take a look at a very popular kind of rhyme. It's called a limerick. And what you'll notice is that there's a rhythm to these. And in every limerick, the first, second, and fifth lines rhyme, and they all have three beats. But then the third and fourth lines also rhyme, but they only have two beats. So we can hear there once was a man from Peru. We hear those three beats, who dreamed he was eating his shoe. He woke with a fright in the middle of the night to find that his dream had come true. And you can hear that there's a rhythm to it. So, man from Peru, does that follow the right limerick meter? It does, because we have three beats, two, two, and then three. What about these two, Forgetful Gas Man and Limerick Stuffer? So let's read this first one. A forgetful old gas man named Dieter went poking around his gas heater, touched a leak with his light. He blew out of sight. And as everyone who knows anything about poetry can tell you, he also ruined the meter. That really doesn't work. And let's take a look at this one, Limerick Stuffer. And again, scan is related to scansion. As you're reading and trying to figure out the meter, that's called scansion. There once was a poet named Dan, whose poetry just would not scan. When pointed out why, he said with a sigh, I know because I try to fit every last syllable on the last line that I can. That really doesn't work either. So we can see that in the first and second lines, we've got three beats, but boy, we've got a lot in these last ones here, and it just doesn't work. So when you think about the meter or rhythm, if you take band or if you're in choir, you know something about music, you might know a little bit about the difference between 3/4 and 4/4 timing. And in 3/4 timing, you can hear the first of every three notes is accented. It kind of has an 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 beat to it. So we are going to watch a little skit from Swedish Chef. So we brought the Muppets into this. And I want you to listen to the background and listen to that kind of 2, 3 beat. And that's kind of like in poetry, we've got accented versus unaccented syllables.